I'ma show you how to party.
And now, from downtown Atlanta, the 2023 Dragon Con Parade, presented by Netherworld on Atlanta's 69.
Welcome to the 2023 Dragon Con Parade, presented by Netherworld. I'm Jay Watson, and joining me, as always, Brian Richardson.
Welcome to the parade. We are out here on one of the many peach trees in Atlanta, but it's the only one that's going to be filled with so much amazing cosplay and Dragon Con presence.
I'm thrilled to join you this year, Brian, and we could not do this parade without our sponsor, Netherworld. And this year is no different. Netherworld has all the haunts and scares ready for you.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow.
People love to go to haunted houses because it's fun to get scared. That rush of endorphins from adrenaline, and you get scared. It's fun to watch these people come here. We love Dragon Con. The first time Netherworld ever presented a haunted attraction, it was at Dragon Con, and that was in 1997. And we've been with the parade since the very beginning. We love it. At Netherworld, the haunts this year, they are amazing. The first one is called Primordial. The town is underwater. There's fish people, there's water everywhere. There's ice zombies, there's primitive beastmen. There's a huge rock monster. There's a fire creature, there's a dragon. New giant monsters, new scares, and just over-the-top scenic. And the second show, Cryptid Chaos. Cryptids are things like Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the Yeti. So it's filled with these legendary creatures, urban legends like the Slender Man or Momo. So it's this collection of creatures of myth and legend. Those two shows, people are gonna love them. When you visit Netherworld year-round, you can go to any of our now 5 escape games. Alien Terror, Tiki Island, Sasquatch, Nosferatu, and Haunted. These games are scary, they're all fun, and they're all very Netherworld. We welcome you. We challenge you to come to Netherworld this year. We guarantee to scare you. It was kind of lame.
And the haunt season opens Friday, September 22nd. Go to fearworld.com for times and tickets. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. The Dragon Con Parade is next.
Oh, Grace, this one's from your stepdad. Thanks, Chris. This one's from Lily.
Okay, great. Let's add the milk. That's perfect. You know this.
Fort McHenry.
Good job, Grace.
Thanks, Chris. I just wanted to say a big thank you to my mom and Chris.
Where did you guys meet?
Psychology class. Wow. Nice. Wow. You look beautiful.
Thanks, Dad.
Come on in. This is Netherworld Haunted House, rated the #1 haunted house in America, with Primordial and Cryptid Chaos. Grab your friends and explore one of the most mind-blowing haunted attractions in existence. Tickets are limited, so get yours now at fearworld.com. Come see us. Netherworld Haunted House, where monsters dwell.
Atlanta Now News at 8 brings you stories of hope, stories that offer solutions, the stories that matter to your community. That's weeknights on Atlanta 69. And starting September 11th, you can watch 48 Hours at 9 p.m. on Atlanta 69. Welcome back to the 2023 Dragon Con Parade.
And we're starting off the parade, as always, with our dragon banner and dragon costumes, because it wouldn't be a Dragon Con without it, because the Dragon Con needs dragons. And the elder dragon of this convention is Pat Henry himself. He's the founder of Dragon Con, riding with his grandkids in one of the parade vehicles. Pat Henry founded this convention in 1987 as a comic convention. It has spread to one of the world's largest multimedia and pop culture conventions. Every sci-fi element you can think of is going to be represented at the convention, and only a subset are seen today in the parade. This includes following up with our Dragon Con Sci-Fi Military Color Guard. They call themselves the Strutting Peacocks. And, Jay, they consist of various sci-fi fandoms. And while they are, several of them do serve in the military, but they're only wearing cosplay uniforms from their distinct genres.
So, Brian, are they called Strutting Peacocks because they're proud?
They're extremely proud, showing off Dragon Con pride. And you can see the flags are representative of a lot of different sci-fi. There's some Star Wars that went in there. Prefer not to have the Empire flag, but yeah, that's fine. But now, video gamers, Halo, it's the 405th Infantry, representing one of the most popular video game franchises in modern history.
Yes, my son wasted away years of his life in the basement, Brian.
Before the Xbox had a number on it, it had Halo. And coming up next, one of my favorite guests. I got to do a panel with this gentleman yesterday. This is Wilson Cruz. Huge advocate for a lot of representation in science fiction and fantasy. His acting career has spanned decades, and he's out and proud and happy to be at Dragon Con once again. Wilson hails from Puerto Rico, by the way.
People seem very excited to see him.
He's extremely popular. He's been in some extremely great genre shows and fantasy shows, and he's leading off into the Everything Dragon Con section. Monk's Meadery is one of the sponsors of Dragon Con. People here like their mead, and so the honeybees are here to represent one of the best things you can do with honey, aside from put it on toast.
Those are some pretty rowdy acting monks. I've never seen ones like that.
Yeah, well, they are just excited to be here, Jay. It's going to be like that all parade, Jay.
Okay, I'm super excited about our
All right, the Goulet Army. Like I said, everything is being represented. Robert Goulet is here to save the day. Those are fabulous. Those are Anchorman level mustaches.
Oh,
Jay.
they are unbelievable.
A turtleneck in this weather is commitment.
It is.
It's cool outside, but not that cool.
Oh.
And, Jay, are you good with your bad
Oh,
witch?
this is like my favorite.
Yes.
I've loved Glinda since I was a little girl. I've got to
Parade wave.
myself.
Parade wave. Wave with the whole hand, Glenda.
Oh.
Wave with the whole hand.
She's so lovely.
All right, we're getting bubbles in here. Nice bubbles.
She's so dreamy.
Is extremely wonderful. Yeah, her sister would be here, but there was an incident with some real estate.
Well,
so
you know, she kind of
things
deserved
did not
it, Brian.
go well.
Let's be honest about it.
All right, and from the world of HR Puffin stuff, it's the man himself, Marty Croft, another one of our parade marshals today.
Amazing.
Marty's got a great connection to Atlanta, having worked on theme park attractions in the city, along with the long-running TV series that shaped/warped the minds of many generations. And coming up next in the parade, we got vehicles galore. It's got cop tires. It's got a cop engine. It's the Bluesmobile, followed closely by the Six Flags guy. Either they're not driving that fast, or the Six Flags guy is faster than I remember.
I don't know, but they look like they're up to no good, those Blues Brothers.
And being downwind from that is not a low-emissions vehicle.
It is not. Oh, my goodness.
The
I
carbon
just got
tax,
my yearly intake.
I'm just thinking of the carbon tax on the original Blues Brothers movie. That movie would be very different with Nissan Leafs. All right, we're going to go back in time. The DeLorean. The DeLorean
awesome.
in real life may not hit 88 miles an hour, but in Dragon Con, it gets the hearts of the fans racing. And Marty should take the skateboard. Marty's got a hoverboard. All right, party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes,
That
out
car
of the
is just
basement and
amazing.
into the daylight, followed by the Jurassic Park folks. The dinosaurs are behind them. I'm a little worried.
Thanks for the
I'm a
warning.
little worried, Jay.
It just need a couple seconds to run.
The Hurricane Chasers should have really made a right turn because they shouldn't be here in Atlanta.
No.
They should be on the
They missed
coast.
it by a bit. Yes,
yeah.
they did.
We really need better weather monitoring in this situation. Everything Dragon Con, like I warned you, Jay, it's pretty much everything. But coming up next, this is something that's pretty close to your heart, Jay. You want to give us some background on our charity for this year?
Yeah, I have volunteered for a long time with Cure Childhood Cancer. They're an incredible organization. Only 4% of federal funding goes for childhood cancers, and there are no new drugs in 25 years, and Cure spends millions of dollars to do research to help families, and I'm very excited to see them today because I understand that a lot of our Cure families and kids are marching today, and they are dressed as they rightfully should be, as superheroes, because they are, because what these kids endure and what these families go through is something most of us can't imagine. I know, Brian, that it's also, they are the beneficiary this year, right?
Yeah.
And so people can easily text and make some donations to this worthy cause.
Yeah, as they're coming up the street, Dragon Con does a lot for charity. Over the past 10 years, they've donated over $1.2 million to local charities,
That's awesome.
primarily through a charity match program. So in the past, we've driven our fans with a dollar-for-dollar match up to $100,000 to the charity of the year. This year, that match has been bumped up due to the generosity of our fans to $125,000. That means if the fans at the con and at home come through, that could give $250,000 to research. Cancers for children are very different because they're almost unique, and so it's not like you can take an adult cancer cure and apply it to a child. The diagnosis of those is extremely different. So the ways that you can contribute at home, if you would text DragonCon, all one word, to 44321 to donate, or if you go to dragoncon.org, donation information is there. And if you are attending the convention, there are a number of ways to donate on site along with the website. But I love seeing the superheroes out in costume. A lot of the groups of costumers we're going to talk about today, Jay, they form fan groups and actually will go in costume and visit folks in the hospital.
Yeah, it's incredible what they do. They go and they visit them in costume, and they also bring lunches to families that are in the hospital for weeks and months at a time. And Cure does all of this through donations from people, and you can literally make a specific donation to help feed families that are in the hospital. It is so precious seeing all these little ones and the older kids come by.
But once we get up to groups like the 501st from the Star Wars contingent, you'll see that a lot of our costumers take their hobby and use it to benefit folks that are in the hospital and need a little bit of cheering up. All right, and now we're getting into more of our cosplayers. We're getting some Disney representation up in here, and that does include a little bit of Star Wars.
I see it.
But we're just getting, Disney has such a wide berth of properties that they are into pretty much everything. So we're seeing representation now also from some of the other Everything at Dragon Con cosplayers. And in fact, we've got a Barbie Vader in play.
Yeah.
And coming up in just a second, because we get local representation, we have a big chicken cosplayer, Marietta. And also, E.T. is here. The bicycle was a good choice.
It is
you
a
can
good choice.
incorporate easy transportation into your cosplay. That is high wisdom points right there. Oh, there's Waldo. Found him.
There he is.
I thought it would be harder. Mythbuster there. Yeah.
Oh, there's the big chicken.
All right.
With the
Rep it,
working
Marietta.
beak, no less.
Unlike the actual sign some days. Oh, it's French Kiss. Very nice. Mashup cosplays are a big deal here, Jay. The puns will continue until morale improves. Slowly bringing up the rear, Grandpa Munster.
Stay tuned for more of the Dragon Con Parade, presented by Netherworld. We'll be right back.
Come on in. This is Netherworld Haunted House. Rated the #1 haunted house in America. With primordial and cryptid chaos. Grab your friends and explore one of the most mind-blowing haunted attractions in existence. Tickets are limited, so get yours now at fearworld.com. Come see us. Netherworld Haunted House, where monsters dwell.
No matter where you live, from Dalton to Gainesville, Athens to Atlanta, and everywhere in between, if you're injured, the help you need is just a call away. Call the the strong arm, attorney John Foy and Associates.
Georgia's nearly 300 miles long and 230 miles wide, and we cover every square inch of it. Because if you're hurt and need help, we'll come to you, no matter where you live, no matter where you are.
That's the strong arm. Call attorney John Foy and Associates today.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Welcome back to the 2023 Dragon Con Parade.
And we're in the middle of the periodic table of elements, bringing the science into science fiction. Count the number of puns. They are element-based. Never trust atoms. They make up everything.
Very well played, Brian. Very well played.
Thank you very much. The Deadpools are also apparently fairly elemental in the cosplay world, and they are somehow bringing up the rear.
Yeah, and fun fact, I thought that was just a fun movie, and I let my child see it when he was 10.
Yes, well, your child learned things. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that late stage
Mother of the
education.
Year.
Yes. All right, we're now getting into very specific things about Dragon Con. Dragon Con has been in a variety of hotels in Atlanta. In fact, the same 5 host hotels for multiple years. And since there are so many pictures of costumes being taken at the convention, the very dynamic hotel carpets show up in the background and become part of the lore of Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Again, it's a convention that at its peak has drawn up to 85,000 people. And so when they changed the carpet in the Marriott Atlanta a couple years ago, the fans basically created a small comedy cult, not a real cult. There are robes involved, but they're made out of the pattern of what they consider to be one of their favorite hotel carpets, including the Carpetsaurus Rex.
So the fans were the fans upset when they changed the carpet?
Well, this is the weird thing is like every time the new carpet shows up, nobody likes it, and then when they retire it, they all seem to like, no, never mind, I like that carpet, and then they bring it back. So you get the Carpetsaurus Rex, you get carpet troopers, and you even get people doing vehicle wraps like this carpet truck.
Man, I bet Hilton or Holiday Inn wishes they got this kind of play for their carpet.
The Hyatt, possibly related to this, changed their carpet a month before the convention.
Oh,
and we're talking
maybe
about
not
it
a
on social
coincidence,
media.
huh?
Not a coincidence at all. All right, marching bands. The carpet group also has their own band. Marching to the beat of their own drummer because one of the drums is wrapped in Marriott carpet. The fun thing is that we had to actually learn a lot about trademark law. Carpet patterns, if you did not know, are actually fairly well trademark protected. So a lot of the tributes here are not the exact pattern and are not sold. Most of these are fan productions.
Brian.
The things you learn working at
I was
Dragon
just going to
Con.
say.
Let's get into gaming now. We're not going to play trivia. We're just going to start looking at all of the various gaming properties that are out here. So we're getting in it from everything to fantasy-style gaming, like Final Fantasy,
right?
The worst-named franchise in the world, because I think there's now like 17 of them, up to Assassin's Creed, which has done interesting things with the historical timelines. But video gaming is a mix and mashup of a lot of genres. So you see video games based on popular properties. You see popular properties. They made an Assassin's Creed movie years after the game came out. The Super Mario Brothers have a huge movie franchise now. So this stuff overlaps quite a lot.
So while we're looking at this, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can you please explain what cosplay means?
So cosplay is... it's kind of a mashup of the terms costume and play. So a lot of people, when they costume at Dragon Con, they try to take on some persona related to the costume. So they will act like the character in a lot of cases. When they do photography, they try to take the character poses. So if it's a video game character, they'll take what they call the emotes, the things the characters do when they do something successful Like they get an epic kill or they get the right weapon and they do that cool dance move that's now all over the TikToks. They've learned to do that, so they kind of inhabit the character, and it's a way of them sort of more representing what the character is personally to them.
That's helpful. Very exciting. Lightning McQueen.
Oh, Lightning
My
McQueen.
son's favorite movie.
Yes.
Favorite car.
Cars is still well represented.
It is.
That means we're getting now into the kids programming. So we're going to see a lot of the, Steven Universe. The Gems are very popular characters here. A lot of the Cartoon Network programming that comes from
Shrek.
Atlanta.
Well,
yep. There's
Shrek's coming up.
Yep. We get some very tall hats going in the elevator.
I know.
There's a Trick, Shrek, and Donkey.
Yes.
Donkey is walking on not all fours. Very surprising move here. Shrek's been a popular character.
Learn. Mm-hmm.
We get Princess Fiona both pre-green and post-green.
I don't know how she puts up with them.
Avatar Last Airbender is extremely popular here. Oh, no, his cabbages! His cabbages! Take care of those cabbages, my friend. There's a lot of vehicles here. They could wreak havoc on your business model. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to be coming up in just a moment. They're getting a resurgence now. Yeah, Shredder's back, and he looks shredded. He's been working out.
Yeah, he has.
You know, the ninjas coming out in the daytime is a bold choice.
Yeah.
They are way out of the shadows because we are in somewhat direct sunlight. And the bubble blowing from Shredder's henchmen, kind of peaceful. I think they've signed a...
It definitely adds a lovely vibe to the area.
Yeah. And DragonCon would be nothing without the fantasy novelizations and works that support your favorite franchises and inspire the next generation of authors. Chelsea Quinn Yarborough is one of DragonCon's literary guests of honor this year. Decades of work in multiple genres. So in opening ceremonies this year, Chelsea was awarded with one of our coveted Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Oh, congratulations.
And now we're getting into the Amazons of DragonCon.
You know, Brian, strictly for professional reasons, this happens to be one of my favorite groups that comes through.
Yes. They've recently, not only just with Wonder Woman, but they've gotten the franchises. Wonder Woman now has an extended Amazonian backstory. They're getting more depth into the story behind it. And because of kind of the time period and costume play, they work a lot with the folks from the 300. So they're bringing a lot of that like ancient Greek, but they're merging it with different styles that you see at the convention. So this sort of mashup and sort of, cross cosplay that you see a lot. And these guys, by the way, this is pretty much, this is fitness, by the way.
They work out a lot, Brian.
The whole nerd concept of like the nerds are in the basement, no, they're in the gym and they are doing the work.
They are ruling, actually.
There are groups for the 300 program, and they have a fitness regime of like, it's this many weeks to DragonCon, here's your diet, here's your exercise.
Like gladiator training.
Yeah, exactly. And they're in incredible shape. That's not special effects. And now, so it turns out that when you get 85,000 fans of science fiction fantasy together for an extended period of time, I mean, the convention's a little smaller this year. It's only 60-something thousand. But they developed their own sort of culture. And basically, you'll have to look this up on the internet because there's probably a wiki page for it now. But one year, they decorated a FedEx cutout with googly eyes, and he became sort of a temple to the convention. And now
so the convention can make its own things go viral as far as within the community?
Yes. And not the kind of things you associate with like wearing a mask, not the cosplay mask, the medical kind, but like the good kind of viral.
Right.
The stuff that kind of opens up and you create your own culture and build your own fandom, and that kind of strengthens all the ones connected to it. Dash Cunning, he brought a flag. Game of Thrones also well represented, although that group gets smaller every year for some reason. Maybe it's all the murders. All right. A little bit of puppetry going on. Stay Puffed is up here.
So happy to see Stay Puffed.
Puppetry has a really big connection to Atlanta. The Center for Puppetry Arts, if you ever make it to Atlanta, if you're from out of town watching this, Center for Puppetry Arts has so much of the history and legacy of the Muppets, of a lot of the Henson creations.
The museum there is just astounding.
Yeah, there's huge tie-ins also with our puppetry track at the convention.
And also for Christmas nerds like myself, their Rudolph show every year is just wonderful.
Yes. Wings of DragonCon coming up. If you have wings, this is the group for you. That's it. this cosplay group gives you wings. Okay, you have to bring your own wings, but that was
But
the
you can
closest.
go whatever way you want to go with
yeah,
it.
it doesn't matter. So you've got Hawkman, Hawkmen's,
And that looks like
Hawksman.
Alien at the front.
Alien may grow wings. I haven't watched
Yeah,
all
I was
the
just gonna
movies,
say.
so I hope they don't grow wings because they're pretty
That would be
dangerous
even
already.
freakier.
Yes. And we get this lovely Borderlands vehicle wrap. By the way, actually, I found out. I thought this was a vehicle wrap at first. This is a custom paint job.
Oh my!
This
Do
car.
we know who that fellow is?
That car gets rock. I have never learned his name, but that Fallout and Borderlands group, that car,
Yeah.
that Borderlands car gets Rockstar parking at the Hilton every single year.
I'm just alarmed by the thing he's holding in his hand. It looks like a.
It's Nerf. It's fine. We P-Spawn check all the weapons. These are just props. Fallout is next. Another very popular, kind of strategy shoot-'em-up game based on post-nuclear wasteland. So, happy game, fun game.
No, my son's played that one too, so clearly.
But the costume design and the aesthetic style is extremely attractive. The fact they've mashed up like that 1950s post-war culture with sort of these modern sort of robotics, what would that look like 40, 50 years from now? The art design in that is great, and the fans come up with their own variations of that.
It is interesting because it has like a retro/futuristic look
It does.
to it.
All right, and coming up next, who are you going to call the Ghostbusters? Or text them. Nobody calls these days.
You're right. Nobody wants a phone call.
Nobody
Just text me.
Yeah. But lots of ectos in play. So you have a variety of ectos, both on and off-road varieties.
Oh, and I'd love
this
to
is
see
family
the Ghostbusters,
cosplay.
Yeah, of all ages.
It's been a great family franchise. So and if you ever get a chance at Dragon Con to inspect these their proton packs, some of them are movie accurate. I think some of these are better than the actual movie props.
That's awesome.
Because they have to last like an entire weekend. The smoke coming out of some of those ghost traps is a little concerning. I would, maybe
there they are.
Maybe they were right to pull their permit. I
Right.
don't think that the New York inspector did anything wrong. I would totally want them to be up to code.
Oh boy.
All right, getting into our diversity track now. Diversity in all forms is important to Dragon Con. It's been a bedrock foundation of many franchises that the convention is built on. It's actually part of the Vulcan philosophy in Star Trek. So this is a mix of genres and fans, just all ages, all types, all orientations. If you can see it, you can be it in the diversity group.
There's a king in the back.
There is. All hail.
He was giving us a
yeah,
lovely
we're getting a lot of a Coming to America cosplay in this group.
Yes.
All right.
So, Brian, what are these vans coming by?
So we're representing a lot of the comic properties that are important to the diversity in comics. So Dan McGregor has been involved. So if you aren't familiar with a lot of the Marvel properties, Black Panther came out as a Marvel property in response to a lot of what was going on in the 1960s and 70s around civil rights and the justice movement. So that property being a direct response to that pulled characters into comics that had not been represented before. And those have been carrying through in the decades. Now, Black Panther is one of the largest movie franchises in the Marvel and Disney world.
Incredible.
I went to the premiere, when I was still living in Atlanta, I went to the premiere in Snellville, and the representation of costumes was amazing. All right, we're getting into Star Trek now. One of the classics. It's a large group here at Dragon Con. Star Trek's very important to my journey as a fan and to many of the fans at this convention. Instructions again.
So, Brian, who are we looking at that's coming by now? Looks like some Star Trek.
Yeah, we're still looking at Star Trek and multiple properties in Star Trek, by the way. So there's a lot of newer programs on that go from like before the original series now into like hundreds of years after. So there's a variety of uniforms and different types to look at. And that moves us over now into superheroes
Superman.
and villains.
Wonder Woman.
We've got our cardboard Wonder Woman. We have a lot of people who are doing kind of like lower key discount cosplay. So the cardboard characters, they lend themselves
They
great.
are fabulous,
They look
though.
just like the comics, though. That's the amazing thing. And it's more, you know, the materials make it less than the style. You don't have to completely nail it. You just have to get within the genre.
And also not fall down while you're walking.
Exactly.
So.
But the nice thing is, if you need costume supplies, Amazon 2-day shipping will also mean you get all the boxes you need for that version of costume. You win.
Very
either
good
way.
point.
We've also got a huge contingent from Captain America.
Captain
coming up.
America.
Yes, give that man a shield. So many shields, so little time. The USO Girls, along with some mashups that mash up the USO Girls and Captain America, along with a lot of Captain Carters coming in. Peggy Carter is an extremely popular character in many forms.
So this is quite a fleet of vehicles coming up.
It is.
Oh, my goodness.
No. None of that car. It's
Hi,
the
Batman.
classic 66 Batmobile, everybody. A staple in the Dragon Con parade.
What a beauty. What a beauty.
Pow indeed. That beauty does not use its atomic engines because it will not need its turbines to go to speed. This is not a fast parade.
He always looks so serious. You should smile
So serious.
once in a while.
Yeah. You want to know how we got these cars? I'm a little concerned the Joker's behind the Batman. Normally
Yeah.
that situation's reversed.
That does not portend well.
I would want to change that situation. But the modern Batmobile, I'm digging it.
It is very cool.
And it follows. No, it.
Oh,
it,
no.
Anyway, yeah. What I'm saying is that, yeah, let's just make sure that car door is locked.
Yeah, thank
Put
you.
the child locks on that for various reasons.
We've brought our kids to this parade for years, and it's stuff like that we
Yeah.
get the tears going.
Well, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They could solve that whole sewer situation very quickly. This comic book wrap on this car, the detail of this is amazing. The fact that a fan wants that as their main vehicle is incredible.
And the arms of Middle-earth.
Yes.
Woo!
Tolkien represent, one of the original big fantasy fandoms, represented well here at Dragon Con.
And we have some exciting new programming to tell you about starting September 11th on Atlanta 69. Are you ready to play? It's game night starting at 5 with People Puzzler hosted by Leah Remini. Then 2 hours of Family Feud. Game night, weeknights from 5 to 8 on Atlanta 69. And we'll be right back with more Dragon Con Parade right after this.
Come on in. This is Netherworld Haunted House. Rated the #1 haunted house in America. With primordial and cryptid chaos. Grab your friends and explore one of the most mind-blowing haunted attractions in existence. Tickets are limited, so get yours now at fearworld.com. Come see us. Netherworld Haunted House, where monsters dwell.
Are you on Medicaid and in need of bladder control and incontinence products? Then stay tuned for a free offer from Active Style.
Can Medicaid help me with bladder control products?
At Active Style, we understand your needs and offer convenient home delivery of incontinence products for children and adults. And they may be available at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. When you call a personal consultant, someone like me will help you find the best bladder control supplies for you. Our products have a super absorbent core that locks away wetness to keep you dry. And if the fit's not right, we'll send different products until you're completely satisfied. Plus, every order ships free right to your door in discreet boxes.
Active Style is a lifesaver.
If you're on Medicaid, call now for your free sample. Active Style is the easy, convenient way to get incontinence supplies shipped discreetly to your door at no cost to you.
Call 1-800-597-7198.
Don't forget, Netherworld opens September 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at fearworld.com. And welcome back to the 2023 Dragon Con Parade.
All right, Jay, we're just looking at the Seed and Feed Marching Band, the Seed and Feed Marching Abominable, Atlanta's wildest community band since 1974, thrilling audiences performing at home and on the road at various festivals.
They sound great.
They lead us into another one of our mixed American sci-fi and fantasy groups. This is programming on American television, so think Handmaid's Tale, Battlestar Galactica, a lot of the things that have come out in the past 10 years that are really upped the game in science fiction as far as extended storytelling are represented in this group. The Polaris Slingshot card that we're going to see behind the 13th Fleet is a tribute to the Vipers in the Battlestar Galactica franchise. And if you think you've seen some strange things in this parade, hold on to your hats because it's going to get turned upside down when we start looking at our next group representing Stranger Things.
Oh, there we go.
It's the Demigorgon, everybody. Roll for initiative.
One of the best shows ever, one of the scariest creatures ever.
Absolutely. Shot in and around Atlanta.
I know, very proud of that, right?
And yeah, Atlanta cosplaying as Indiana.
And I love that they use Surfer Boy Pizza Van.
The mall that I used to shop at for Christmas, they used part of that mall, dressed it up like the 1980s, and used it to shoot, I believe, the 3rd season. So the Radio Shack was back. All right, Umbrella Corporation. We're now getting into the group for Resident Evil, another long-time video game and movie franchise. The Umbrella Corporation, don't stand downwind from them. I don't know what's in those vials. Maybe I should get my N95 mask back out.
They do look very intimidating.
They're supposed to be intimidating. They deal a lot with zombies.
Oh my goodness. See this lady behind? She hasn't had a good morning.
Yeah, no. This is why I get professional makeup done.
Yeah.
So I don't have those looks coming into the parade. Yeah, so again, the Ghostbusters should really be following this group. I think they should. There's some synergy.
Well, I feel better seeing that
synergy.
we have someone like that.
Yes.
Looking out for us.
We are well protected. Although it's by a corporation who drives a lot of blood-stained vehicles. So, you know, your protection may vary.
I know. They need a good car wash, Brian.
I'm going to make sure my insurance is up to date after this parade and possibly some of my vaccinations.
Brian, do you know who this is?
This is somebody who should have
like
been
Walking
addressed
Dead.
by, yeah, it's Walking Dead adjacent.
Walking Dead adjacent.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for
So,
that, Grace.
yeah, it's in the zombie oeuvre. But yeah, they should, again, Ghostbusters should, parade organizers, put the Ghostbusters behind these people. Thank you, and please.
There is a great crowd here today. So many families. It's great to see Dragon Con has come back from the days of the pandemic, that the streets are lined and packed and 5 and 6 and 8 people deep.
Yes, and Dragon Con Theater is here to represent their love of the performing arts. A lot of our attendees, they take their armor, they do stage combatant work. I know several fight choreographers here, both for the Renaissance Festival and professional movies. You have a lot of actors obviously involved. A lot of actors love to stay in character after the fact or use their cosplay to develop their skills. So the theater crossover with science fiction and fantasy is extremely strong.
One thing I get very excited about is, and I don't want to talk out of turn, but I know that Shakespeare is also on the way.
Yes.
Which is part of this.
Yes.
And I have loved Shakespeare since 6th grade. Some of the greatest storytelling, some of the greatest writing, and there they are.
The Bard has inspired a lot of things that end up becoming, you know, Shakespeare influenced a lot of the way people look at theater and humor and kind of subversion of humor. Shakespeare, not always kid-friendly, even though taught in high schools. But the Shakespeare Tavern is literally a block away from where we are, and so seeing them represented in the parade is great. We're also seeing BioShock, which has some historical elements to it as well. BioShock is another video game franchise. It sort of blends the ideas of steampunk, sort of turn-of-the-century fantasy. What if we developed computers based on gears, say, 100 years earlier than we got modern computing?
Interesting.
So trade out vacuum tubes for boilers, and then get some of them have horror elements, some of them have political elements. The gameplay and lore in that is extremely deep, and it has brought out some amazing costuming that blends into that side of what if we took history and history took a left turn somewhere.
So this is where, yeah.
This is where
Netherworld. This is where
the
I
kids
hide.
maybe get a juice box.
Where I hide behind
Yeah.
you, Brian.
And again, Ghostbusters. I'm just saying, maybe they should be behind Netherworld. Our local haunt, back again. They've been in the parade as long as I can remember. They bring the scares and the thrills to DragonCon. Full body performances. Again, a lot of your stunt performers, they do their off time in Netherworld being deep character performers.
So I had an opportunity, dozens of times to go to Netherworld, and I've been 0 because that is how much I am scared of them and
Yes.
respect how well they do it, that it's very real, Brian.
Yes, it's extremely real. I have, in my role with DragonCon and other event programming, I've interviewed Netherworld characters in character. And the parade used to have some of their featured characters come in and help me with the commentary. It is an experience.
Yeah, I bet it's intimidating, isn't it?
It's really intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, I personally know the person inside the suit, but this transforms them, and their performance is what really makes Netherworld one of those, like, if horror is your thing, Netherworld is something you should experience here in the Atlanta metro area. Their new location out by Stone Mountain allows them to expand into a variety of worlds.
There is nobody like them. Oh, and they're coming to visit us.
Yes, that's only slightly disturbing. I'm a broadcast professional.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hope security's got my back. Again, where are the Ghostbusters? Yeah, they put
The
the
sound
Fear
effects,
World.
the smoke.
It is
the
a
street
full body
performance.
The folks watching this on television have no idea how
Oh.
visceral it is being here next to like we are.
Like
near
my heart rate
Peach.
is elevated.
We are in the bike lane on Peachtree, and it's more visceral than riding a bike on Peachtree in traffic.
And that says a lot.
That says a lot.
That says
But
a
thank
lot.
you for the bike lanes, DOT. All right, does this belong in a museum? Let's find out when we get in with the Relic Hunters. They are seeking fortune. Laura Croft, Nathan Drake from the Uncharted franchise, and Indiana Jones, who somehow got tenure when he was never in the office. Someone who got a master's
Well,
degree,
you know what I
have
love?
questions.
They look like a healthy, friendly bunch after Netherworld.
Yes.
So,
I have a lot of questions for them in the British Museum, but let's not.
well, let's just let that
let's just gloss
bygones
over
be
that.
bygones.
And let the Indiana Jones cosplayers who've been representing for decades, because Indiana Jones has been representing for decades. Followed up slightly by the Men in Black, who probably got involved in that fourth movie that nobody likes to talk about. Men in Black also cleaning up from some of the earlier parts of the parade. Although I don't remember them being here last year, Jay. I could have sworn they were in last year's lineup, but for some reason, I forgot my sunglasses.
I love him. I love him in
Yes.
the back, dancing with his weapon.
The vehicle on point. Although maybe they're having technical difficulties and they've got their transport on a trailer.
Oh, and there's the
what a
charming
cute little
alien baby child.
Something. It's a baby something. All right, Yo Joe, it's G.I. Joe and Cobra making a peace treaty here at DragonCon. Knowing is half the battle. The other 50% is a mix of red and blue laser beams.
He looks like a drill sergeant.
If I could
that was
get
getting
Cobra
orders.
Commander over here just for a moment so I could lean into his shiny visor and check my makeup. I think okay, I'm going to fix my hair.
I don't think you should hold your breath waiting for that,
No,
Brian.
probably not. Real American Hero G.I. Joe is there, and also there. There's a lot of G.I. Joe folks at DragonCon, I'm just saying. I own a lot of G.I. Joe action figures, but I've lost all the weapons, so I've sort of rebranded them as UN Peacekeepers.
So my mom has one of the first ones still in the box, perfect.
Oh,
yes, and I
with
thought
the 12-inch figure?
Yes, I thought I'd be like my Italian villa, living my best life after it was sold, but it's still only
The
worth
Barbie
a couple
mashups are going to be
$1,000s.
amazing with G.I. Joe. But now, let's go back in time even farther and look at Doctor Who, one of the longest-running sci-fi franchises in the world. Started out in black and white with William Hartnell, and now is extended into so many doctors I can't even remember because the timeline is wibbly-wobbly. You have everything from OG Doctor Who, which is easy to cosplay because you can just go to the Home Depot. You can do it. They can help. Phone boxes, all kinds of things, which is going to get us into some of our British representation. We have a lot of
I was
Anglophiles
going to
here.
say at the back.
We've got an Ollivander's wand shop. The wand is choosing you from what looks like an ice cream vendor. They've gone portable
That is amazing.
I guess if you can't do Etsy in the magical world, you might as well go door to door. I could DoorDash a wand with that. That's amazing.
You could.
That is magic. All right, another charity area that Dragon Con is big into is blood. Give blood, preferably your own, at the Dragon Con Bloodmobile.
What a great sign.
Lifestyle.
Visit the real vampires.
Yes, they have completely leaned into it. We have had guests from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and True Blood give blood at the Bloodmobile and help promote our blood drive, which has won several awards for the largest blood drive.
Well, it's clever, smart, and effective, clearly.
It is.
Brian, you're going to have to walk me through this.
Yeah, so one of our horror franchises, a newer one, is The Nun. So a lot of horror has religious iconography and themes to it. So this is leading up our horror track.
I find it terrifying.
Wearing
a
black in
faceless
this
nun.
weather takes commitment, though.
Mm-hmm.
Takes full
anything with demons or devil or.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of chainsaws. We peace bonded these. They're all props.
They're still scary.
But you're going to see a lot of mashup from like classic
and the sisters.
Horror. Yes. The Overlook Hotel, a little creepy. Also an iconic carpet, turns out. So that ties into Dragon Con well. But you're going to see everything from classic horror up to modern slasher films and independent productions. So you get classic monsters from Universal. You get newer horror franchises. You get some Rocky Horror tie-ins every once in a while. But you're also going to get modern things like What We Do in the Shadows, one of my favorite new programs. They have come out into the daylight. I don't know where they got that much sunscreen, but I am suddenly
What a great
hypnotized.
show, and I'm so happy to see them be successful and embrace the way they have been.
Sorry, that wasn't a vampire. That was a totally normal human bartender. I apologize.
Brian, what is this?
That is their vampire master who had an unfortunate incident a couple of seasons ago and was legless for a bit.
Okay.
It was a thing. And, of course, McDonald's horror mashups. I am not loving that.
No, I'm not loving it.
But Kit is here to save the day. We're getting into the Dragon Con Over 40 group, which I sadly
This is where I feel comfortable now, Brian.
We are into our childhoods, Jay. Kit is here to lead off. Classic Kit, great music. I hope the ATM is in there and has been adjusted for inflation. But we're going to get off their lawn and on to Pizza Street to look at this amazing parade group. Big selection of costumes here. Age is just a number.
The over
and
40
larger
crowd
numbers
they're
mean-
bringing it.
Yeah, cranky old Luke throwing lightsabers off cliffs. The Sheraton is in there because one of our hotels, the Cortland Grand, just was the Sheraton, previously rebranded. And some of the Doctor Who cosplayers are in here because, you need to be moisturized. It is humid out here, so you can self-moisturize. Pac-Man, so many quarters.
Oh, Pac-Man.
So many cherries lost. And OG Barbie, Cowgirl Barbie, never gets old.
Barbie with cellulite.
There you go.
Go, sister.
And MASH is showing up as cosplay medics. So remember I talked about the detail of costume?
Yes.
Now, cosplay medics give their time and resources to fix costumes at the convention because if you have a hot glue mishap, they are who you are going to
Like, are they set up in an area?
No, they roam. They have flags, like they're leading a tour group, and they roam the hotels looking for people, and they will on-the-spot fix your costumes. Some of them are professional costumers that work with local movie productions.
I bet they're incredibly popular, aren't they?
They're extremely popular. The Vikings are here. Why are they not with the pirates? Is there some plundering treaty issue I need to be warned about? They come from the land in the ice and snow, midnight sun, or the something, something, yelling, yelling Led Zeppelin lyrics.
Brian,
Yes.
the people that we've seen, just like in this group,
Yes.
are most of these people from this area?
No, we get people
around-
from around the world. So most of the U.S., we get a lot from U.S. and Canada, but we do have international people come in, not just the guests. I have had people come to my panels from as far as Australia.
Wow.
And I knew that because they brought me Tim Tams, and I love those people for it.
Lakeside High School.
Lakeside High School is local, one of the returning marching bands here at Dragon Con. Let's give it a listen. All right, drum lines. I love me a drum line. I was a drummer in high school. I got that one note, but I use it for every single song. Oh, they're playing my song. The evil song. That song means that coming up soon, we will see costumes from a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It is the Star Wars group, one of the largest groups at the Dragon Con parade. Starting out with our cardboard troopers and their cardboard Vader. If you thought that the original Vader had bad health care, check out Cardboard Vader. He's partially made from Bailey's boxes.
I know these are not high-tech, but I have to say that the cardboard costumes may be my favorite of the parade.
They have more spirit and kind of emotion into them.
They do. They have an
Yes.
ingenuity.
Yes.
They make me feel like maybe I'd have a shot at doing it or a shot at being out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody ordered a 66, but not from the year. Order 66. We don't like to talk about it. All right. And followed up by the Forest of Endor need a good off-road vehicle. I don't know if the Ewoks bought that or stole it from the Empire. I'm not going to look at their registration and title. Safer than a speeder bike. There's a reason you don't see a lot of speeder bikes in these parades in Atlanta, because we have a lot of trees. They just don't make it that far.
No, they don't.
Now, the 501st Legion. Jay, this is what I was talking about earlier. Charity. So the 501st Legion started out as a non-profit, not affiliated with Lucasfilm in any way. And these troops put their costumes together and then would do charity events, visit kids in hospitals, do local parades. And then finally, the 501st was written into Star Wars lore. The Star Wars novelizations name-check the 501st as one of Vader's regiments. So it's a part of that kind of symbiotic relationship between fandom and the actual production itself.
I think that's great. So that was going to be my question, is that they're all part of Star Wars. So
they're all part of Star Wars. So Star Wars breaks down into a couple different fan groups. You have the 501st, which is the Empire.
Okay.
All right. The antagonists. Let's not call them bad guys. Let's not judge, even though they blew up several planets. You have Mandalorians, so from the current Mandalorian lore.
Yes.
The show, Boba Fett, Jango Fett, etc. Mandalorians have been popular at DragonCon for years, and their popularity, much like Beskar's, has been rising. And then we'll get into the Rebel Legion, and we also get into Saber Guild, which is for the Jedi and the Sith. So 2 sides, 1 force in the Saber Guild. So those are the 4 major fan groups. And anybody in a fan group tries to get their costumes accurate to the movie properties, and there's so much lore in Star Wars. But a lot of the mashups you see, they may not be part of an official group.
Right.
Or the group has decided, hey, for funsies, let's not worry about the lore too much. Let's just have fun and do your mashup costumes. Let's just play. So a lot of the things you see here will be screen accurate. And some of the things you see here are just whims of fancy, and it's the fun of fandom and embracing every possibility within a fictional user.
It is, and it is the way.
Including this Bender, who has apparently been hijacked by Yoda. Oh, it's an IG-13. It's the bending robot, now with Baby Yoda. The Great Jawa Horde is coming up after Bender. Bender, run! It's the Jawas. You are an android. You need to get out of there. They've stolen, oh no, the Jawas have stolen everything. They've stolen the scarves from the Hogwarts people. They have stolen the tea from Georgia Tech. They have stolen Captain America's shield. That is going to get them a fortune. They've stolen some Beskar with a Mando helmet. They took a police box.
They are such a sneaky bunch.
They've stolen from Netherworld. That is not good for your long-term career prospects. One of them is worthy and has Thor's hammer. That is ill-advised behavior. Oh, and they're going to start, apparently, I think, if you go to a thrift shop somewhere locally, their local Goodwill, I think Steve is going to have to buy his shield back from the local Jawa Goodwill. Oh, and here comes the Sandcrawler, another fan favorite. And is one year the Sandcrawler was an ice cream truck. This year it is the official, misspelled by cows, question mark, DragonCon store where all the merchandise is guaranteed, asterisks, to not be stolen.
And he's holding what looks like Dorothy's shoe from The Wizard of Oz.
You know,
they have no low.
I just want to remind people that receiving stolen goods is still a crime. Completely unrelated. And finally, getting towards the end of our parade is the Futurama group. Futurama, one of the most popular cartoons to come out of this century, and it's about the next millennium. In the year 3000, a pizza delivery boy discovers that the future is weird. So it's a constant cosplay group, and the reason that we have them is because you have to end a parade with a Santa, Jay. I think it's in the Constitution.
I think it is too.
And so you get Robot Santa. You better put out your mistletoe, otherwise he will bring out his toe missile. Robot Santa, don't get on his naughty list. Planet
Not
Express
used to
has
seeing a
delivered.
Santa with a
and
weapon
you know what?
and
Yeah, it's the naughty list got an upgrade. But you know what? Planet Express has delivered the end of our Dragon Con parade. Jay, I have to say I'm sad because this is bringing us to the end of our programming.
I know. It
And
went
it's
by
been
so
much
quickly,
fun.
Brian. It's been just a delight. Atlanta Now News at 8 brings you the stories of hope, stories that offer solutions, the stories that matter to your community. You can watch Atlanta Now News weeknight right here on Atlanta 69. Stay tuned. We're going to be back to wrap up the Dragon Con parade.
There's a new victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. And checking your credit score or bank statements may not be enough to alert you. That's because identity threats appear in more places than you realize. Identity thieves can use your information to open loans, transfer home titles, even commit crimes.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name.
LifeLock monitors for threats to your identity, including ones you may miss, and alerts you if there's an issue. And if you're a victim, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it.
If something happens, you have somebody fighting for you.
All plans backed by LifeLock's $1 million protection package, including reimbursement for stolen funds.
I know LifeLock has me covered.
LifeLock, identity theft protection starts here. Call the number on your screen or visit lifelock.com/25now and use promo code 25now to save 25% on your first year of identity theft protection. Enroll now.
Come on in. This is Netherworld Haunted House, rated the #1 haunted house in America, with primordial and cryptid chaos. Grab your friends and explore one of the most mind-blowing haunted attractions in existence. Tickets are limited, so get yours now at beerworld.com. Come see us. Netherworld Haunted House, where monsters dwell.
Wrapping up the 2023 Dragon Con Parade. And Brian, I have to say first, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Standing next to you is like standing next to an encyclopedia of all information I never knew. I'd like for you to tell me your favorite part about this year, and I'd like to share mine first. One, to be able to do this with you.
Mm-hmm.
Two, to be back here with thousands upon thousands of people, like in years past, to see all the families and kids delight in what's passing them by, and in some cases to shrink back from it.
Yeah.
But just to be here with this atmosphere on this beautiful day, the way it was, I think we're back at full force.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I take great joy in that.
The energy is always my favorite thing here, not just the costumes. I enjoy being your own personal Wikipedia, and I'm happy to do it anytime. I'm glad the folks at home got some insight into the magic behind Dragon Con. Star Wars is always going to be my favorite thing here. It's what got me into fandom at the age of 5, and it's the reason that I am here out in direct sunlight talking about what thousands of people just experienced.
Brian, thank you very much. That's going to do it for the 2023 Dragon Con Parade. For Brian Richardson, I'm Jay Watson. Thanks so much for joining us.